My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Elite Collection Series 73 Collector's Edition Peyton Royce. And so here we have Peyton Royce posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through her accessories really fast. Peyton here does come with two interchangeable pairs of hands. We do get a pair of grip hands, and then we get a pair of style pose hands. Peyton Royce also does come with her iconic entrance shirt, which looks really good. I am glad it is made of soft goods. She also has an entrance belt, which does fit along her waist just fine. And then finally, we do get a microphone. Other than that, Peyton Royce doesn't come with anything else, so let's actually move on to her details. And so here we have a closer look at Peyton Royce, and I think Mattel has done a good job with this head. Now, this is the exact same head that we saw with the Iconics Battle Pack, so there's really nothing different other than, different paint apps on it. I do like both heads on them. Like I said, it is the same head sculpt, but the paint on the basic one seems to be a little bit better. I am a little cautious about trying to head swap them, just because on mine, you can see her head is really loose, and that's not at the ball joint, that's actually right down here at the peg. The peg being loose does indicate that if I try heating this up and pulling it off, I might accidentally pull that peg out of the socket, and if I do that, it is next to impossible to get it back in, so really cautious about doing that. I'm probably just going to leave her as is, but it's a really nice head sculpt. It looks a lot like Peyton Royce. Really do like the hair, and as you would expect, it will limit some articulation, so I am at least glad that they did mold it so that it flows down rather than going all the way across her shoulders. That would be really bad for articulation. I think this is the best setup, but again, it does limit some. Taking a look at her ring gear, really do like the red ring gear that they gave her with the silver accents. Now, I kind of wish that they actually went the extra mile and sculpted her top on. Now, you can see they did sculpt a little bit right here on her chest, but I would like to see all her ring gear sculpted, because they did that with Billie Kay, and I don't know why they didn't do it with Peyton Royce. I think that's a missed opportunity. It's a really nice ring gear, don't get me wrong. I wish that it was sculpted, and maybe the red be a little more saturated, because it is a little dull in my opinion, but that's just me. I think some people might disagree with the red is kind of dull. It's really up to you. You can see she does have an armband right here, continuing that same leaf motif from her ring gear. We do have the white and red, looking really nice. Having a look at her torso, you can see that she has a part of, I'm guessing it's supposed to be a single piece that just looks like that, but the way the figure is, it kind of does look like it's two separate parts of her ring gear. Really like the paint apps on it. It's done really clean. Having a look at her torso here. Unfortunately, they didn't sculpt another lower torso for her, so her belly button does have some of her ring gear painted on it, which I never really like when they do that. And then you can tell the difference between the plastic and the paint. It really never looks good, honestly. But I do like the fact that they continued that leaf motif on her. So it does look really nice, I am glad. And unlike Mandy Rose, I feel like the hands on this figure actually work. They're not oversized like they were on Mandy Rose, so that's a really good thing. Now, this is a part where I kind of wish they did it the opposite way. We do have her thighs, which are cast in flesh tone. Then we have her thighs, or her hips in flesh tone. Then her thighs are painted flesh tone. I would have preferred them paint the white on it, because you can tell that there is somewhat of a color difference. Under my harsh lights, it's easier to notice, but under regular lights, it's not that noticeable, but it is something to consider. I kind of do feel like they missed an opportunity to put the Australian flag somewhere on her. I don't know if those are stockings or they're supposed to be boots. If they're stockings, they need the Australian flag somewhere. And if they're boots, then they should have been sculpted all the way up. But I don't think they're meant to be boots, because we do have her Iconics boot right here. And unlike Mandy Rose, you can see they did sculpt, or not sculpt, but paint Iconics even on the peg. With Mandy Rose, they completely left paint off the peg. So I don't know why they did it with Peyton Royce here and not Mandy Rose. and I think that does add a lot to the ring gear. But other than that, there's really not much more to say about Peyton Royce, so let's actually get it compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Peyton Royce posed next to an Ultimate Edition's Brock Lesnar and a basic Jeff Hardy. Here we have Billie Kay posed next to an Ultimate Edition's Becky Lynch and a basic Mandy Rose. And finally, here we have the Elite Peyton Royce posed next to the Battle Pack Peyton Royce and the Elite Billie Kay. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Peyton Royce's articulation, which unfortunately she does have the articulation from previous Elite figures prior to Elite 71, so we only have the single jointed knees, but we do have the hinged wrist, so that is a good thing. She does have a ball joint in the head. Now this ball joint actually does function a little bit. She can look down, and then she can look straight. I figure she might be able to look up if the hair wasn't in the way, but it is, so we don't get any upward movement. We do get some slight head tilt, so I do like that. And then, of course, her head does rotate left and right, but it does get hindered by her hair, so that is a little bit unfortunate. Arms do swivel all the way around, no problem. They go all the way out, so I do like that. We do have a bicep swivel, which works fine. Single jointed elbow, giving us 90 degrees. We do have a swivel and hinge at the wrist, so I do like that. We have a ball joint here at the torso, which crunches forward about that far. Goes back about that far. No swivel, but it does pivot side to side. Our swivel here does come at the waist. Legs do kick forward to about right there, so it's less than 90 degrees. Go back, out, could be a little bit better. We do have rotation here at the thigh. Only a single bend at the knee, which I am a little upset about because she did come out after Elite 71, so I don't know why she still has that single knee joint. Rotation at the boot, and unfortunately very, very loose ankles. I would have preferred tighter ankles. I'm going to have to hit her with some Kiki after this just to tighten those ankles, but nonetheless, still a really good figure. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get her posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so finally, here we have my final thoughts on Peyton Royce, and I think Mattel did a pretty decent job with this figure. However, being part of the collector's edition, I would have liked to see a little more effort put into this figure. The fact that she doesn't get too many unique parts is a little bit of a flaw in this figure. Being a chase figure, I would assume that Mattel would throw a little more care into them and give us more accessories, more unique sculpts, or something like that. I really don't see why the Iconics were in the collector's edition. It doesn't make sense. You'd want to have them in the main line. It baffles my mind on how Mattel chooses the collector's edition figures, but in the end, at least we do have an Elite Peyton Royce here. If you are looking for the Elite Peyton Royce, I believe she was a Walmart exclusive. I could be wrong. She was also seen at Target and Walmart at the same time, so I don't know which store had the exclusive for her. She was pretty easy to come by. I actually picked up my Peyton Royce here from Walmart when Elite 71 was in store, so she really wasn't that hard to track down. It was Billie Kay who was the one that was near impossible to find. Peyton Royce here is a pretty good figure if you are looking to fill out your female roster figures. This is a must-have figure, and I think it's an improvement over the Battle Pack. Now, unfortunately, Peyton Royce here is not that easy to come by anymore. She will run you about $30–$35, which is pretty decent for a figure, but if you were able to get her at retail, you did get her for $20. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other WWE videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.